Our weekly update with the women's basketball team. Always good to chat with head coach Aaron Johnston. Two games this week you play at home, and it feels like opportunities to gain a lot from both of those games because it was a tight game against Chattanooga in the third quarter. Then you had a nice surge to pull away. And that Central Michigan game went back and forth, some great performances on both sides. So I guess things to take as we get into conference play here in a couple of weeks from both of those?
Well, I think both games are really similar to every game we've played so far this year. You know, we've been in a lot of close games. We've won a few of them, we've lost a few of them, and that's the way every season goes, and that's also the difference between great years, average years, and everything else. So I think they're a perfect indication of, you know, what our year has kind of looked like. So from that standpoint, we should be able to start taking these close games and figuring out, you know, where we can be better and also where we're really good. Because to be in a close game, you've done a lot of good things too. And the hard part is when you lose close games, it's easy to go back and really put the magnifying glass on, you know, 5, 6, 7 plays that could have gone better, and you forget about the 80 plays that went really well. And so I think it's just managing some of that with our team, with our young team, and understanding that we're really close to where we want to be. And a lot of the things we're traditionally good at, we're good at this year, and not letting a couple close losses make you feel like, oh boy, there's a bigger problem than needs to be. So I thought we played well in a lot of ways last week. Defensively, I'd say we've kind of trended a little bit, you know, off of our norm this year. That to me has been the bigger issue. Have we been able to get stops when we need them? Obviously, Central Michigan scoring 79 points. That's not where we need to be defensively. But some of our offensive things have actually improved quite a bit. And so it's really just trying to find the right things to focus on and not overreacting to good or bad, and just going forward, as you said, trying to get ready for the next thing.
Speaking of the offensive things that have been good as of late, 2 of the 3 best three-point percentages in games this year in the last 2 games, including the best of the year against Central Michigan.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we're shooting the ball well, and I think we have for a few games now. You know, early we just missed some open shots, and we had a lot of new players taking them, and that's a hard thing to do when you're playing against really good teams. So we always felt like that was going to come around, and I think it has. I think we've had good balance between inside attempts, three-point attempts, so I think we're in a good, you know, ratio there. Still need to make more free throws. There's no secret there. There's no reason to say that isn't important. We actually take more free throws a game this year than we did last year. We make about the same number, but we're taking more, and then when that comes around, as it will, that'll be a big boost to our offense too. And so that's what I mean. We got to find the right things for us as a staff and as a team focus on to make sure we're pushing in the right direction. And to me right now, we got to get back to just being a much better defensive team. But to your point, yeah, I really think our offense is coming around. We're scoring more points than we did early. We're making more shots. I think we're you know, adding new people to that. You know, it's not coming from 1 or 2. You're seeing Sydney Stapleton get comfortable and make shots. You're seeing Lindsey Thunick add to what we do offensively, which is really important. Tagan has played her best offensive basketball here in the last couple of games. So definitely going in a good direction on the offensive side.
And some of the likes of Stapleton and Thunick is because you've had some health issues and probably not close to getting everybody back, right?
I don't think so. You know, on our 4th different starting lineup. We don't predict that's going to change, but you never know. So we'll be ready if it does. And I think people in our group, you know, our players just need to be ready to take on any challenge. And it's really easy for players to feel not defeated by injuries, but kind of just down. Meaning, oh, I'm going to have to do more. I'm going to have to adjust, or, you know, when so-and-so going to come back, and when she does that change things for me? And all of those kind of questions. All we can focus on is what we know today, and that's taking that group and giving them the best chance to be successful and win. And for the most part, I think our team has embraced that. But I do think, you know, 7 players in our rotation on Saturday hurt us. I thought we got a little tired towards the end of the game. So we're going to need, you know, more people to step up. We're going to need to spread those minutes around until we get people back.
You mentioned challenges. You've got 2 left here in the non-conference. Let's talk about the 2 teams. We'll begin with Marquette on Tuesday night. Always a quality program. They played very well against you in the opener a year ago. 7-2 is the start they're off to in 2019.
Yeah, new coaching staff, really. So a new plan, but a lot of the same players and a lot of the same talents. I'll tell you, they're as good offensively and defensively as any team we've played this year. They're not flashy, but they're as sound offensively and defensively as any team we've played. They don't make many mistakes. They execute really well. They're very physical on offense and defense. Defensively, they don't give you a lot of easy shots. So we're going to have our work cut out for us in that game. I would like to say 2 styles that are very similar. You know, that's where we need to be too when we play really good basketball. So definitely going to be a big challenge for us, despite, like I said, a new staff. A lot of the things that made them a good team in the past are there, and they've probably improved in some areas as well.
Saturday at Green Bay, always a tough place to play, and not exactly the same mirror images and styles as you alluded to in the matchup on Tuesday.
Yeah, we'll have a little different kind of style you're ready for. They've had some injuries too. They haven't been healthy, so their record is deceiving based on where they traditionally are. But both teams, I think, on Saturday between us and Green Bay, really trying to get that consistency and find our way a little bit in a couple areas. So really, both teams are going to want that game desperately to go into Christmas break on a positive note, and a really tough two-game stretch for us. But also two games that can help us learn a lot and put us in a good position here as we go into the break.